Hello friends, welcome to our YouTube channel where we are presenting these lessons. So in this lesson, which is the introductory part, actually lesson 1, alright? But what is the topic that we are dealing with? The topic is social and commercial arithmetic. Now, what is social and commercial arithmetic all about? This is all about shares and the investments. You know, investments are important. As an individual, as a country, even as maybe friends, colleagues, all right? So you always have to make some investments because you don't know what the future has. So in this presentation, we are really trying to understand what shares are and what an investment bond is. All right? Okay, now, to start with, we are going to deal with the shares. All right? Shares. Now, you agree with me that when a company has been established, you pump in money. All right? You pump in money into that company. That money becomes capital. Alright? But there are times where the company may not be able to generate sufficient resources, sufficient money so that you are able to run that business. In this case, you might decide to bring in other people so that they are able to help you run that company. But now, how to bring them on board? You bring them on board through what we are calling shares. Alright? In this case, you divide part of your capital, if not all of it, all right, so that people can buy and later on become shareholders. All right, that's what we are saying here. All right, so we are saying these three, 4 points that I'll put on the board. The first one, we are saying when you are looking at a company, what is a company first? We are saying this is a well-structured commercial business or corporation. By well-structured commercial business or corporation, we mean this is an entity that is well registered, and where possible, there is even a certificate of registration that is given to you, all right, as an individual, as a group. Then shares, like I've already mentioned, I say parts of the capital a company offers for sale. So you start up a business, maybe it could be alone, or maybe it is a partnership. You pump in money. That money becomes the share capital of the company. But sometimes you are unable to run, or you are unable to raise sufficient resources, sufficient money that is needed to run that company effectively and efficiently. So what do? You offload. You divide part of your capital into small pieces, into small chunks, so that other people can buy and join you. By buying, they are bringing money into your business. They are bringing money into your company, which will help you run the company effectively and smoothly. So that's what we are saying. Part of the capital the company offers for sale. Alright? So that you are able to generate sufficient income. Then, when you buy the resources, when you buy the shares, you become what we call a shareholder of the company. You are part and parcel of that company. To some extent, you own that company. And how do you benefit as a shareholder? You benefit through what we call dividends. After a financial period, the directors of the company, the people that are running the company, would decide how much money should be given out to the shareholders in form of dividends. It's not the whole money that you are going to give out, because the people that are running understand what is needed to run that company. Hence, they will decide what portion should be given to the shareholders in form of dividends. So we are saying, when we talk about shareholders, we're talking about the people who have bought the shares and own the company. All right? But how do you buy these shares? We have a well-regulated market where shares are bought and sold, which is called a stock exchange. So I say, when we talk about stock exchange, this is a financial market of a kind where shares are traded, where shares are sold and bought. So if you want to buy shares of a particular company, you go through what we call a stock exchange. For example, in this country Zambia, we have our stock exchange which is called the Lusaka Stock Exchange. Okay? So, the point to note is, when you establish a company as an individual, as a group, alright, you may not have the relevant knowledge to be able to run that company effectively and efficiently. Hence, you bring in people that will run it on your behalf. The people that we call directors of the company. So these directors of a company are the ones that will be managing that company. They will decide how much money is to be paid out to the shareholders and the like. Alright? Okay, so now, when you have bought shares, or when the company wants money or wants insufficient resources to run the company, we are saying they'll sell part of the company through the shares. So we are saying, if for example, a company has a share capital of 2 million, you start a company and your share capital is 2 million. You inject 2 million in the company. Alright? Then as a company you have realized that you are not able to run that company sufficiently due to lack of maybe enough resources. You want more resources. So what you do, despite injecting in that 2 million, you might want some extra income, some other people to come on board. Hence you issue what we call shares. Alright? So we are saying, for instance, a company has a share capital of 2 million and it issues 5 million shares. Alright? You have 2 million, then you have invited about 2 million people on board, 5 million people on board. That is maybe 1 share per person. Then what happens? We are saying, in this case, you need to calculate what we call a nominal value. You are issuing the shares for the first time. You need to calculate what we call a nominal value. Nominal value is also called what we call a book value. It is also called a face value. It is also called the par value. Now, what is the essence of a nominal value? Or what is a nominal value? We are saying a nominal value reflects or shows the cost or the price of a share at the time it was being issued. So we are saying you have injected 2 million as share capital. Then you want to have 5 million shares. So what does that mean? We are saying, in order for us to compute the value or the cost of each share, you are going to say how much have we injected in 2 million, and how many shares do you want to bring on board, or do you want to give out? We want to have 5 million shares. So you are going to divide 2 million divided by 5 million. So these zeros will cancel, these zeros will cancel. You have got 5 into 2, which is a 0.4 or 14 way. So what you're saying is, you have 2 million that we injected. Then you want to bring in other shareholders, 5 million, if at all it is 1 on 1. So what you're going to do is divide the share capital by the number of shares that you want to issue. The money that you are going to get is what we are calling a nominal value. The money you are going to get is what we are calling a nominal value. Now, what does that nominal value mean? It simply means the following way in this case, that is the value of each share. Alright? Take note, we are saying that is the cost at the time you are issuing shares. So the cost of each share or the cost per share at the time you are issuing is the following way, which is called a nominal value. Now, take note that nominal value has got nothing to do with market value. What is market value? Market value now means the price at which you are going to be selling a share. Alright? At the time we are issuing a share, its value is 14 way. But when we want to sell, we may not sell it at 14 way. We might decide to sell it at 1 quarter 50 way. But this information always has to reflect the prospective shareholders or the prospective buyers. So this is the first value. It has to reflect how much the share was at the time it was being issued. But it does not mean you're going to sell it at 40 way. The price at which you are going to be selling a share is referred to as now a market value. I hope I've tried to differentiate nominal value from market value. So nominal value, it is the price of a share at the time it was issued. Market value, the price of a share currently, the price at which we are selling each share. Alright. Now, we have what we call kinds of shares. There are a lot of kinds of shares. Now, basically, we are going to deal with two, which are common. We have what we call preference shares and ordinary shares, like you have seen here. The most common are preference shares and ordinary shares. Now, why are we talking about these things? So we're saying, if we have preference shares and the ordinary shares in a company, what that means is, when time for giving out dividend comes, the first priority to be given that dividend are the preference shareholders. So you first pay all the preference shareholders. Then you look at what has remained. Whatever will have remained now should be paid to the ordinary shareholders. That's the difference between preference shares and the ordinary. So when there's preference and ordinary, it means your priority first is with those that are holding the preference shares. Then thereafter you can deal with ordinary shares. Of course, there are conditions that are attached to this, which is not our interest in this presentation. Are we together? So we are saying preference shares carry a common fixed interest rate. Whenever a company makes a profit, which is dividends are first given to the preference shares or shareholders. Are we together? So, in this case, if you are a preference shareholder, you given first. If you are an ordinary shareholder, then you wait until your friends have been given because you joined under those circumstances, under those conditions. I hope I've tried to make myself clear on these things, especially on the nominal value. The value of the share at the time is being issued. Don't be mistaken or don't confuse it with the market value. Market value simply means at what price are you selling it now? Okay? Good. Now, with me here I have a question, but I would like to put a second one before we start solving. So let me erase the other side. Okay, so I put up the question number 2. Say, Mrs. Zulu has 400 shares. 400 shares with a nominal value of 60 kwacha each. Which she bought at 40 kwacha each. How much did she pay for the shares? Okay, that's the question. But like I said, we have two questions that we need to understand or to deal with. Okay, let me erase this part again. So I'll say solution number 1. The first question is here. The question reads, Mr. Mondo bought 500 shares of a company. This person, by the name of Mr. Mondo, decides to buy 500 shares of a particular company. We don't know the name of the company, right? Okay. At how much? At share is 3,000 kwacha. Okay. The nominal value of the share was 1,500. A, what did he pay for 500 shares? So what we are saying, this person, Mr. Mono, decides to buy how many shares? 500 shares of a particular company. At how much? At 3,000 kwacha per share. Okay? But now, at the time, the shares were floated. At the time the shares were issued, each share had a cost or had a value of 1,500, which we are calling the nominal value. Right? Now, A, what did he pay for 500 shares? Alright? What we are saying is, one share, this man, one share, he bought it at how much? 3,000 kwacha. These are ways. Then, how many shares did this person buy? He had 500 shares. Here, what is now, how much did he pay? We are saying, can we represent that by any variable, say x. Of course, we can cancel these shares so that they don't confuse you. So, you are going to say 1 times x, you have x, is equal to 5,000 times 3,000. So you have 5,000 times, well, actually this is 500. Yeah. So you have 500 times 3,000 kwacha, 0 way. So what does this imply? You are going to say, you know the zeros first. You can say, what is in 5 by 3? 5 by 3 is what? 15. Then how many zeros do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0.00. So this is how much this person paid. Okay? So this is how much this person paid. You can say therefore he paid 1,500,000. Okay? To buy 500 shares. In short, you can just say 500 times 3,000. So one share was bought at how much? 3,000. Now, if you bought 500, how much did you pay in total? So you say 500 times 3,000, and you arrive at 1,500,000. 0 way. I hope you have answered A. Right? Then the other question now is saying, what is the total nominal value of the shares? Alright? What is the total nominal value of the shares? In this case, which is shares? Of the 500 shares. We know that one share, in terms of the nominal value, was 1,500. So you say 1,500. Alright? Now, how many shares were there or did he buy? So he bought again 500, we are saying 500 shares. Here we say X. Alright? Please take note, you can say 500 shares here. Shares. Here it will be what? X. Of course you can count the shares. So you have 1 times X, you have 4X. Then here you say 500 times 1,500. Point or 0 way. You can here, I think the ways, 0 ways there. Alright? So you're going to say X is equal to, you multiply the numbers. So you say 5 by 5, you get 25. And you get 2. So 5 by 1 is 5 plus 2 7. So you have got this. Alright? But now we are going to say it was 5 times 15 is 75. So you say how many zeros do we have? You have got 1, 2, 3, 4. So add this. Alright? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Point and wait there. So therefore total nominal value is so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have this 750,000 kwacha 0 way. Alright? So you just multiply the number of shares by how much the share was at the time was issued to the nominal value. Then this by that will give that. I hope it's clear. Okay. We can look at the second question. Second question. What does it say? We are saying Mrs. Zulu has 400 shares with a nominal value of 60 kwacha each. Alright? So this person has 400 shares. But at the time this person was buying the shares, each share was 60 kwacha. Alright? Which he bought at 40 kwacha each. This person has got 400 shares in a particular company. But how much did she buy those shares? One was bought at 40 kwacha. Are we together? 400, but one share was bought at 40 kwacha. Then the question is, how much did she pay for the shares? Simple arithmetic. Alright? You see, friends? Very simple arithmetic. So we are saying, you can put that in mathematics, say 40 by 400. Or you can say, one share, alright, was 40 kwacha, 0 way. But how many shares did she buy? She bought 400 shares. Here we say X. Then the shares can cancel. So 1 times X, you say X. Alright? Then you say 400 times 40 kwacha 0 way. So X is equal to, what is 4 by 4? The answer is 16. How many zeros? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.00. So this is how much this person paid. So this person paid 16,000 kwacha. For how many shares? For 400 shares at 40 kwacha each. Look, now, what is the essence of them giving us a 60 kwacha for the nominal value? That one has got no any significance. They're just trying to tell you that at the time the share was issued, it was 60 kwacha, but now they are selling it at 40 kwacha. Alright? Maybe the company is not doing well, so they are trying to liquidate or maybe to get rid of the company. So now they have sold it at last. Thanks so much for this presentation.